Hi there, everyone. We are continuing Module 5. We are on Lesson 5 problem set, and we're continuing to talk about unit fractions, fractional parts, and writing these fractional parts, equal parts, in fraction form. Okay, so we are going to get started with Lesson 5 problem set. And we're going to be filling in this chart together. And you can actually use this chart as a reference because it's going to have a lot of important information on it. So let's go ahead and look at the directions. It says fill in the chart. Each image is one whole. So we're looking at each shape or image picture as one whole, and then we're looking at the parts. So for this first one, letter A, the total number of equal parts is 2. The next column says total number of equal parts shaded. That's the darker part. That is 1. In our unit form, when we write a unit form, that's like the number and then the word that represents it. So we have 1/2. That would be 1/2. 1 part of 2 is a half. And fraction form, the number form of that, looks like that. 1/2. Up top, we put how the number of equal parts we're talking about. And in the bottom number, the denominator, we put how many total parts we have. Let's look at letter B. There are a total of 3 equal parts. 1 part is shaded. So there we say we have 1/3. And the fraction or number form of that looks like 1 up top in the numerator because that's how many are shaded, and 3 because there are 3 equal parts. Letter C, we have a total of 4 equal parts. 1 is shaded, and we call that 1/4. And the fraction form looks like that. Letter D, we have 5 equal parts. 1 part is shaded, so we say 1/5. And we write it like that. Next, we have 6 equal parts. 1 is shaded, so we say 1/6. You should say it with me or say it after me to practice that sixth, getting that TH on the end. And then we write it as 1/6. Next, we have 8 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 is shaded, so we say 1/8. And we write it like that. Let's go ahead and read all of these fractions together. Repeat after me. 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, 1/6, and 1/8. You might notice which one is missing? 1/7. Let's go on to number 2. Read it with me. Andre's mom baked his 2 favorite cakes for his birthday party. The cakes were the exact same size. Andre cut his first cake into 8 pieces for him and his 7 friends. The picture below shows how he cut it. Did Andre cut the cake into 8ths? Explain your answer. Well, if we want to share it equally, and in order to call it 8ths, which means that all parts are equal, all the pieces of cake have to be the same size. Look at this cake. Which piece of cake would you want to have? I would want to have one of these because they are bigger. Andre did not cut the cake into eighths. And it says explain, so we need to use words into eighths because the pieces are not equal. They're not the same size. In order to be eighths, they must be the same size. Make sure you have that written down. Make sure you're reading your answer out loud so that it can stick in your head. Let's look at number 3. 2 of Andre's friends came late to his party. They decide they will all share the second cake. Show how Andre can slice the second cake so that he and his 9 friends can each get an equal amount with none left over. What fraction of the second cake will they each receive? So we have Andre and his 9 friends. 9 friends plus Andre is 10. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slice the cake similarly to the way they did up there. I'm going to make as even as I can, and then I'm going to do that. So we have 10 equal parts. Each of these parts is 1/10. So each person will get 1/10 of the cake. Now, in number 4, we're going to start comparing these fractions. Andre thinks it's strange that 1/10 of the cake would be less than 1/8 of the cake since 10 is bigger than 8, right? When we look at whole numbers, we always say 10 is greater than 8, right? I want 10 cookies, not 8 cookies. It's a little different with fractions. To explain to Andre, draw 2 identical rectangles to represent the cakes. Show 1/10 shaded on one and 1/8 shaded on the other. Label the unit fractions and explain to him which slice is bigger. So I'm going to draw 2 rectangles that are the same size as best I can. And the first one I'm going to draw tenths. And the second one I'm going to draw eighths. That's not right. Sorry, guys. And we're going to shade 1/10 here. And 1/8 at the bottom one. And you can see slightly, it's really hard when you're drawing a freehand, but slightly, the 1/8 is larger than the 1/10. Why is that? 1/8 is larger because we divided the same amount into fewer parts. 1/8 slice of a cake is larger because we divided the same amount into fewer parts. So we have the same size cake, but we have fewer pieces here. So our pieces are going to be larger. Boys and girls, you're going to go on to do some homework problems. Take your time, and I look forward to seeing what you can do with these fractions.